Hello everybody, welcome. This is GeGe from GeGe Yoga and I'm here today with a practice for the hips. So we're going to be working with some very fluid water-like movements to warm up the body, and then we're going to get a little deeper into the hips. So it's perfect if you're somebody who works out regularly, does high impact exercise, or if you're somebody who has to sit down a lot at work. Just loosen everything up. Let's get started. Okay, so you're going to start sitting down cross-legged on your mat. Nice, easy seated posture. This might be different for everybody. And then hands onto the knees. Nice grounding posture. And start to lift up through the spine. Just a gentle roll of the shoulders down the back body. Start to lift, a subtle lift through the chest and a little lift through the chin as well. So we're going to start today, as I often like to start my practices, with some mindful breathing. Often more important than the practice itself is just dropping in, just taking a moment to catch your breath. So we're going to do some box breathing today. So that means breathing in for a count of 4, hold the breath for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, hold the breath for a count of 4. Okay, here we go. Deep breath in, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. One more round. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Beautiful job, guys. Let the counting go. Just take one deep breath in and a long sigh out. Gorgeous. Okay, let's get moving. So onto all fours, tabletop position, facing the top of your mat. Hands are underneath the shoulder points, knees are underneath the hip points. Just a nice tuck of the tailbone under, so we're not arching through the back, really pushing through the palms here, and straight into cat-cow. So inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin, lift the chest. And as you exhale, scoop everything in, really rounding through the back. Think of creating like a bridge-like posture. Inhale, arch the back. Hello, ponytail. And exhale, round everything in. Beautiful. One more round. Inhale, arch that back. And exhale, really, really tuck everything in. See if you can dome even further through that upper back. Activate, activate. And come back to your neutral tabletop position. And start to take some circles. So same concept, but in a circular motion. So arch the back as you go over your wrists. And then round the back as you come back. Heels, bum comes towards the heels. So yes, nice big circles, and you can pause anywhere you want to, stop, feel it out. If you've got any particularly sticky points of tension in your body right now, you can incorporate the neck. Your body knows what feels good. It's up to you to trust it. And then switch your circles, take it the other way. Should feel really good if you've had a long day. I can't pretend I have, it's been a pretty chilled day so far, but I know how yoga feels after a long day. And come back to center. Gorgeous. And then bring your big toes to touch, knees as wide as the yoga mat. Sit the hips back. Take the arms out nice and long. Forehead comes down to the mat. Extended child's pose. And as I said, we are working into the hips today. So this is the start of that. By having the knees apart like this. Forehead drops down. And try to push your bum back towards your heels so you're really starting to get that nice stretch through the hips already. And from here, we're going to take a couple of rippling motions. So inhale, I want you to start to lift up with that upper body, push into your palms. And then swim through, swim, bend the elbows and lift the chest, cobra. Inhale here and exhale, body comes down, you push it back, take the knees out wide, child's pose. And forward, inhale. And exhale, ripple it back. Try to start to incorporate that cat-cow spinal movement again. So inhale, you're arching the spine as you lift the chest. And exhale, you're rounding, really rounding, tuck that tailbone under, back into your child's pose. One more, should feel really good. Close the eyes, feel it out, inhale. And exhale, all the way back. Beautiful job. Okay, come to all fours again, or back to hands and knees at least. Tuck the toes under, and let's take it to your first plank pose. Yes, nice and strong. So hands are still underneath the shoulder points. Shine your elbow creases towards the front of the mat. I am slightly hyperextended in my arms, so they do that more easily than they should. But consciously think about shining your elbow creases forward. Nice long straight line. Really reaching the heels back towards the back of the mat. One more breath. You're like, shut up. And then take it back to your down dog. Piking the bum up towards the sky. You can have a slight bend in the knees. Slight. And we're going to take some ripples here as well. So inhale, start to ripple through the spine all the way to plank. And exhale, arch the back, bend the knees, bum goes all the way up to the sky. 3 more, inhale. Thinking of that water-like movement, exhale. Twice more, inhale, round it forward. And exhale. And know your shoulders are feeling the heat. 1 more, inhale. And exhale all the way back. Look to the top of your mat, make your way into your standing forward fold at the top of the mat, however you would like to get there. Once you're there, bend the knees, let the belly drape over the tops of the thighs. Let's start gentle here with these hamstrings, okay? So nice bend in the knees, let the upper body hang heavy. Might feel particularly nice for you busybodies who are running around with bags on your back or whatever else. And then start to roll up through the spine, really slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. We're rolling. Yeah. Beautiful job. Okay, Surya A, let's get some sun salutations done. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up to the sky. And exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Plant the palms, step it back to your plank pose. Take the knees down for this first one, bend the elbows, scoop forward just as we've already done this practice. Inhale, cobra, nice bend in the elbows. And exhale, fold down. Inhale, push through your tabletop position. Tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Look to the top of the mat. Make your way into that standing forward fold again, however you wish. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Think of really lengthening through the spine. If that means that you have to think about maybe arching it slightly to find that lift, then so be it. And exhale down, folding in, softening. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up to the sky. Look to your fingertips. And exhale, hands to heart. Okay, one more time, just like that. Inhale, reach all the way up. And exhale, fold all the way down. Enjoy it. Inhale, flat back, half lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, plant the palms, step it back. This time you can take knees, chest change if you want, or you're with me. Just shifting over the wrist, bending the elbows, swim it through. Upward facing dog with the hips and knees off the floor. And exhale, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths here. 1, 2, press the belly towards the thighs. 3. Okay, here we go. Anchor through the left foot. Reach the right leg all the way up to the sky. 3-legged dog. Dial those toes down. Inhale. And exhale. Strong, even placement through the hands. And now start to stack the hips. You're turning your hips to the right and bending that knee. So when you stack the hips, think of stacking tins on a shelf. You're literally stacking the hips, your 2 tin cans on top of each other. And then from here, we're going to take some hip circles. So really getting in that movement, that flexibility going in the hip. So bring the knees together and then open the right knee out. Find that stack in the hip. 2. And 3. I know your shoulders are feeling it. It's okay. You got this. And change the direction of your circle. So 1. Knee goes up and around. 2. And 3. Reach that leg all the way back up to the sky. 3-legged dog. And exhale, low lunge. Right foot goes through between the hands. Lower the back left knee down. Inhale. Reach your arms all the way up to the sky. Make sure that front knee is directly above the ankle, not over the toes. And exhale, sink it down. So you're sinking your hips down and forward, which might not be right for everybody, but it's a nice way to get deeper into the hips. Again, inhale. And exhale, sink in. Beautiful. Inhale. Find length through those hands, really active fingers. And exhale, shift the hips backwards, half splits. Really flex the right toes towards the face. Inhale, scoot the chest forward, find length through the spine. And exhale, fold it in. Inhale, hinge it forward again. Arms come up. And exhale, hinge it back. So we're getting really warm and dynamic through the hamstrings, the quads, but also the hips. Hinge it forward again. And exhale, hinge it back. Gorgeous. Keep the hands on the ground this time. Hinge it forward. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, plant the left palm down, reach the right arm all the way up to the sky. Beautifully, think dancer with that posture. So you're taking the shoulders away from the ears, look up. And exhale, right hand comes down, step it back and take your choice of vinyasa. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, take it back. Beautiful. Okay, let's take it on the other side. Anchor the right foot down. Lift the left leg all the way to the sky, keeping the hips facing down towards the earth. And now start to stack the hips one on top of the other and then bend the knee. There you go. And let's take those hip circles. Here we go. 1, 2, down and around. 3. And change your circle. 1. Try and make the circles as big as you possibly can. Get a full range of motion. 2. Last one. 3. And reach that leg back up. 3-legged dog. Inhale. And exhale. Bring that right left foot through between the hands, right knee comes down to the mat. Beautiful. Inhale, reach your arms high, and exhale, settle in. At the same time, you're taking your shoulders away from the ears. And again, inhale, and exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale, really reach your arms up, energetic through those fingers. And exhale, hinge it back to your half splits, really flexing those toes. Inhale to scoop the chest forward, and exhale, let the head drop in. Inhale, lift the head and start to hinge it forward, reaching the arms up. And exhale to hinge it back. Beautiful. And again, inhale, forward. Try and find fluidity in this flow. Exhale, back one more time. Inhale, hinge forward. Feeling looser every time. And exhale, take it back. Keep the hands on the ground this time. Walk the hands forward. Tuck the back toes. Lift the back knee. Lift the left arm all the way up to the sky. Find space in those shoulders. And then bring the left palm down. Step it back. Take a vinyasa. Inhale to your choice of back bend. And exhale, take it back to your downward facing dog. 3 breaths here, just catch your breath a moment. 2. 3. Okay, here we go. So it's going to be much the same. We're just adding on a tiny little bit. So bring this right leg all the way up to the sky. 3-legged dog. No hip circles this time. Exhale, bring that foot through between the hands. Low lunge. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up to the sky. And exhale, sink the hips down. Inhale, energetically lift, scissor the inner thighs towards each other. And exhale, half splits. Inhale, hinge it forward, and exhale, hinge it back. So finding that strength and that length at the same time. One more time, inhale, and exhale. Hands on the ground, hinge it forward, plant the left palm, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, reach the right arm all the way up to the sky. This time, when you bring this right hand down, you're going to place it onto the inside of this right foot, and then we're going to come into a Cossack lunge here. So you're going to move towards your left, so moving away from this front leg. Walk your hands, move your legs at the same time, so they're turning towards the long edge of your mat. That's the key here. Think long edge. And then making sure that this kneecap turns up, the toes turn up. And you can have the hands on the ground, sinking into this right hip. So this might not be what yours looks like. It might well be that you're much more comfortable being up here. It's the same position, just different depths. And it improves over time, I promise. So either hands on the ground, or you can have hands to heart, pushing that knee out a little bit. If you have a bind in your practice, you can take a bind around your bent leg here. But if that's not in your practice, maybe hold off for today. And then having the hands on the ground, if you want to challenge your strength, you can try and balance. We're just going to shift over towards the back of the mat. Lunge on the other side. There you go. This feels quite tight today. Quite sore myself. And then again, taking it back to the front, but this time turning yourself back towards the front of the mat, coming into a low runner's lunge. Step it back and take a vinyasa. Inhale to lift the chest up, and exhale, hips go back. And let's take that the other way. Here we go, gang. Reaching the left leg all the way up to the sky. Inhale. And exhale, left foot comes through between the hands. Lower down the back knee. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And exhale, sink those hips forward and down. Nice. Again, inhale. And exhale, hinge it back. Inhale it forward, enjoy that flow, it doesn't ever have to end, and hinge it back. One more time, inhale, and exhale. Keep the hands on the ground, hinge it forward, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, lift the left arm all the way up to the sky. Inhale. And as you exhale, bring the left hand down to the inside of the left foot, and then you're going to turn to your lunge. So walking the hands over to the right this time, turning your body with you, so you're facing the long edge of the mat. Turning the toes up, turning the kneecap up. This is super important because if the kneecap's falling in, you can really, really hurt your knee, you can hurt your hip joint. So even if you're a lot higher up, if that's the way that you can keep your kneecap up, all good. And then staying here, maybe taking a bind, or hands are down on the ground. Inhale and exhale. Shifting over towards the back of the mat. There you go. Should be feeling a little slightly bit easier than last time, but I know this is intense. And then taking it back to the front of the mat. And then walking the hands so that they're coming round back to the front. Step it back and take a vinyasa. Inhale to lift. Exhale back. Inhale. And as you exhale, blessed relief, drop the knees down. Come into a child's pose briefly, taking the hands behind, lowering the forehead down to the mat. One more breath in child's pose. And start to roll all the way up your spine. So, we're going to come into quite an intense stretch for the hips, quite a deep one. We're going to go into froggy. So, there's a couple of different options for this, but you can face me if you want. You're going to come onto your knees together, and then bring the palms forward. And then really simple here, you're going to start to walk the knees out, maybe a little bit wider than hip width apart. If this feels okay, start to turn your feet out. And then keep wiggling your knees apart. So making sure, really important, that the feet are active, the feet are turned out so the toes are facing either way, the long edges of the mat. And then keep sinking. Now, you may well be really high up. That's totally okay. If you're trying to get a bit lower down, but it's just a little bit sore, you're very welcome to put a bolster, a cushion, even a block works really well. Just slide it underneath your personal area, just to cushion your fall a little bit, and you'll feel a little bit safer. And then if you feel comfortable enough, you can start to come down onto your forearms. It's different for everybody, as I said. And then as much as you can, try to get comfortable here. Most important thing you can bring is your breath. Really lengthening the inhales and the exhales. And if you are feeling genuine pain as opposed to a little bit of discomfort is natural, back off. It's really important that we learn to understand the difference between what is genuinely pushing our bodies past what they need right now, and what is maybe seeing what your body's capable of in the correct and safe ways. One more breath. Okay, and start to come out pretty much the same way you came in. So back onto your hands, walk the knees back in, up, 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 all the way back, sit back onto your heels, and then swing the legs around, taking them nice and wide. We're coming into a full straddle position here. So we're going to strengthen the hips at the same time as we're lengthening them. So here's a fun little one. I want you to start to lean over your left leg a little bit. So one arm either side. This is going to be harder the further that you lean over, okay? So the closer you are to here, the better, the easier you'll see. Okay, so what you're going to do, lean into your palms, leaning over your leg, and you're going to start to lift this left leg 5 times, okay? So taking 5 pulses. Here we go. 1. It might just be a tiny lift. 2. 3 more. 3. 4. You're like, she's crazy. What's she doing? 5. Yes. Wonderful. Just wiggle the hips. Helps. And let's take it on the other side. Hands either side. And now that you know what the exercise is, do you want to go a little bit further? I definitely don't want to go this far. Or do you want to back off a little bit and make it slightly easier for yourself? Here we go. 1 lift. 2. 3. 4. 5. Yes, well done. I can't see you, but I'm assuming you did well. Last one for this absolute madness. We're going to take 5. I'm going to say circles. If you just want to try lifting the legs off the ground and back down, totally okay. But if you have the strength to maybe do some circles with me, come join me, come join me. So you're simply just going to put the hands down in the middle, and then you might want to lean back slightly, lift both legs and circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. And again, just wiggle it out. Then reach your arms all the way up to the sky. Inhale. And as you exhale, start to lean forward. Try and reach your chest forward as much as possible before needing to take your fingertips down. You might just be here, or you may have a space to come down to your forearms, or down to your hands, forehead to the ground. Always making sure, however, toes are facing up to the sky, kneecaps facing up to the sky. 5 breaths. Okay, start to gently come back up. And then take the hands behind you and start to wobble the legs in. This is fun. Nice. And then turn to face the front of your mat. Plant the soles of the feet into the ground. Hold the backs of the legs, tiny bit of core work as we go down to our backs. Yes, gorgeous. And once you get down to your back, we're going to take Supta Baddha Konasana. Wow, words. Baddha Konasana, reclined cobblers. So let the knees drop out, feet come together. So opening up like a book. You might feel your lower back come off the mat ever so slightly. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And hands come to the hips. Close down the eyes. We're just going to start to slow everything down a little bit. And I really like this pose for being able to feel your belly rise and fall, because there is that slight elevation at the back off the mat. So if you want to take a hand to the belly and just feel that pranayama, that life force just running through you, feel welcome to do so. We're going to finish off with one of my personal favourite poses, Happy Baby. You might have guessed by now that I enjoy anything that's slightly playful. Just gives me license to mess around a little bit. It doesn't always have to be so serious in yoga. So take the hands to the outsides of the thighs, start to close the knees together, and then bring the knees up. Lower back comes flush with the mat now. Flex the feet, and you might find it easier to reach for the insides of your feet, the inside arches. But if you're somebody like me who prefers this variation of reaching for the outside of the feet, you're welcome to do whichever one works for you. From here, wherever you are, whatever variation, start to lower the lower back down towards the mat. It should feel really yummy to feel that against the ground. And pull the knees down towards the armpits. Get that yummy stretch. And you don't have to stay still here. You can play. You can stretch one leg and then the other. You can have a little rock around. You can be silly. Take what you need today. Couple more breaths here. And then simply start to let it go. Going into Shavasana, so you know the drill. Like everything hangs super heavy. Ankles drop open, palms drop open. Imagine the tension melting away. If you need a visual, think of as if you were a melting ice cube. You're that relaxed. And all of that water is seeping out underneath you. And you're welcome to stay in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. As usual, I recommend at least 10 to 12 long, deep, full body breaths here. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for playing with me. Namaste. Have a wonderful rest of your day.